What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now today, a heavily requested video from you guys. A lot of people in the comment section of recent videos have been asking what my settings are, so that's exactly what we're going to cover today. We're going to be taking a look at my controller settings in Modern Warfare 2. Yeah, guys, before we have a quick look at my settings, if you do enjoy today's video, be sure to drop a thumbs up. It really does help out. Again, I appreciate all the love and support over on here and on my Twitch and the live streams as well. And of course, if you're brand new, be sure to subscribe and turn on notifications to see all the daily content over here on YouTube. But yeah, one last thing before we take a look at these settings, guys. What we'll say is a lot of the settings are kind of personal preference, but there are a few, and we'll cover it, that I would definitely recommend. But again, just keep in mind that these are my preferences. Everybody has their own thoughts, opinions, and things they like and don't like. So just keep that in mind while you're watching the video. But anyway, let's get into the settings, guys. So let's take a look, guys. Here we are, controller settings. We'll start off with kind of basics, and then go into the advanced. And some things we'll skim over because I haven't changed them and I don't feel they're important. Other things we'll talk about for about 30 seconds or so as we go through. But of course, we are on controller. I do play on I am on PC and I play with a controller. I use a Scuf Impact. I only use two paddles though. Only use two paddles. So I use this one to jump. And this one for melee. And as you can see, the first setting that we're going to actually talk about is button layout. I play on tactical. So before I played one on a Scuf, when I played with a normal controller, which is going back about 4 or 5 years, I played on stick and move. So if I was still using a default controller, I'd be on stick and move. But now with the impact, I play tactical. So all that switches is your circuit and your R3 if you're on kind of like PlayStation controller. So I use the R3 to crouch and circle to melee, but I actually use my right trigger back there to melee. Not that you often do. It was more so because the TTK is so low. If you guys don't know what shot punching is, kind of in close quarter combat, you could do this back in Black Ops 4. Games with kind of higher TTK, higher time to kill. You would maybe like shoot them once and then you'd melee them. So you would literally kill them instantly because it was like a quick bullet and then you punch them. That's what that was really useful for. This one, I don't be punching people too often. But yeah, that's it. I play tactical. Again, this is kind of personal preference, but I think if you can learn how to play with like tactical or stick and move, there are definitely benefits. It makes it a bit easier to kind of, jump shot or drop shot. Honestly, normally if I drop shot, it's normally by accident. I play it off like I mean it, but most of the time I'll jump shot to try and throw the enemy off and gain a little bit of advantage. So that's kind of why I played stick and move back in the day, because I like to jump shot. Obviously now I've got my paddle. I just use my left finger for the paddle to jump. But again, all that's personal preference. But it can definitely give you advantage in gunfights. Flip. So I play L2, R2. I don't flip these. The only time I ever used L1 and R1 for aiming and shooting was back in the day when I first started playing COD on COD 4 and COD 4 and World at War and stuff. Before the PlayStation added kind of like the trigger effect onto controllers. But again, I suppose it depends how you hold your controller. For me, L2, R2 is comfy as well, and I've got digital stops in my, I don't know if you're able to see this, in my controller, so they don't actually push down. It's like a mouse click. I don't know if you can hear that. Not too sure if my mic will pick that, but it's basically like a mouse click, so you're instantly on the trigger. Definitely does help out as well. Stick layout present, it's default. Don't change that. Now, next one. At the beginning of the video, I said a lot of this is personal preference. This one, however, I highly recommend to use my setting of having controller vibration off. Don't take offense to this, but if you're playing with controller vibration on, you're very weird. If you can manage it, it doesn't throw you off, fine. But honestly, just if you play with it on just for like 2 or 3 games, try it with it off, and honestly, you should find it so much better. How people can play with their controller vibrating, I do not know. I actually have it set off, but it doesn't matter. I could have this on and it wouldn't change a thing for me. I have no rumbles in my controller. Also means my controller is very light. So when I buy my Scufs, I've had this one for about 2 years, so touch wood that it keeps working. I think it is going to die on me pretty soon. But there's no rumbles in this, so there's no, it couldn't vibrate even if I had the setting on. Again, it makes the controller very light as well. So this is one of the ones that I would highly suggest that you check out. Along with the button layout, as I said, that can give you an advantage if you're willing to kind of learn how to play slightly differently. So they're the two main ones so far. And another kind of key one here, but is more personal preference, is obviously sensitivity. That's a big one. People say, what sense do you play on? Me, I play on a 15 sense. Not quite the highest, obviously it goes all the way up to 20. But I've played on a high sense now for about 5 or 6 years. I used to play on maybe like 7-7, and then I played on about 11-11. Back in like COD World War II, I played on maybe like 11-11. And then kind of the year after that was 15. I've been on 15-15 for about 4 years now, 5 years. So I'm really used to it. What I will say, guys, is playing on high sense, it's like snap, like the way I play. If you guys watch my gameplay, I play as aggressive as I can most of the time. Unless there's like something weird going on or we're trying to clutch up a nuke or whatever. We are playing like hyper aggressive, fast paced. I always play kind of most of my gunfights are really close as well. So being on 15 cents, I've got more of a chance on turning on people, snapping onto enemies quicker, rather than playing on slow sense. There are, however, advantages and disadvantages to both low and high sense. High sense, when you kind of get into longer range gunfights, it is obviously a bit harder to control. But I mean, I say that I'm kind of used to it now, so maybe not so much for me. I don't want to sound big-headed at all because I'm very critical of my shot. That's one thing I've always been critical is my shooting. But yeah, it definitely is higher sense. It seems to benefit kind of more close range rather than long range, and vice versa. Long range, you'll help out in the long range, but maybe suffer a little bit in short range. So it just depends. What I will say though, if you're sitting on like 5-6 cents, don't play any lower than 5. If you're playing on 4, up that shit right now. However, if you're playing on like 5, 6, or 7 and you think, right, I want to play, let's try death settings, man. I want to play in 15. Please do not go from playing on a 5 or 6, even 7 cents, all the way up to 15 because you will absolutely hate it, okay? If you want to up your sense, my recommendation would be going to a custom game. All you guys know how to do that because I've made a video on it. If you don't, check the video out. Go into a custom game, load up some bots, and say if, let's take for example, you're on a 7 cents, okay? Bump it up to 9, okay? Play for 5-10 minutes, get more comfortable. Even if it takes longer, this could take a couple hours in the long run. Say you play for 15-20 minutes, you're right, okay, this feels good, man. Then bump up 2 more, go up to that 11. Go at 11-11. Again, repeat again, 13-13, 15-15. And if you keep feeling comfortable, then that's when you've got to find, I mean, you could end up going all the way up to 20-20, but that's where you've got to find, right, what one do I feel benefits me in the most situations. So again, it's going to depend on your game style as well. But if you go from, I'm telling you now, if you go from like a 5, 6, 7 cents all the way up to 15 or whatever, it'll feel so like you probably won't be able to control it because there's just that much of difference. It's the same if I went, you know what, I'm going to play on 5-5. I'd be lost. So just keep that in mind. Again, this is personal preference, but a bit like the button layout and the controller vibration, I do feel like a slightly higher sense can help you out. But again, it's the way you want to play at the end of the day. ADS multiplier. So I had this only came into play, I think, in Modern Warfare 19, I believe the setting came out. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong, let me know down below in the comment section. But this is quite a fairly new one, and it's on 0.9. I think it was on 0.88 in Modern Warfare 19 and a few other games, but this one, unless I don't know how to do it, you can only scroll by, I think, 5. So 0.9 is as close as 0.88 as I can get. And again, it's just something I'm comfortable with. Helps me out a little bit, kind of being an ADS, maybe these slighter long-range gunfights just slows things down a little bit for me, helping me out there. Sensitivity multiplier, I haven't changed any of these. This third person, I don't play it. Ground vehicle, I haven't been in a vehicle. Air vehicles, haven't been in. So I didn't feel the need to change any of them. Again, vertical aim axis, all these have been left on standard because I don't use, third person ground vehicles, air vehicles. I'm not using that. So yeah, haven't changed that. So far, I would say the big ones are definitely controller vibration and definitely give button layout a go, whether you want to play on tactical, stick and move, or there's other bumper jumper and all that. Give them a go, and you never know, your game might drastically improve. As I say, when you change something, it will take a couple games to kind of adapt it and feel comfortable. Everyone's like that. So moving on, aim down sight behavior is just hold. It's either hold or toggle. Hold for me. I don't think I've changed a lot of these. Chain zoom, shared input, sprint, tactical, sprint, focus. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't even read this because, yeah. Activate these actions by aim down sight. Okay, so yeah, just leave that normal. This one is one of the ones that I have changed. Automatic sprint. So I've played on this again since it's been a thing. Again, I think it was maybe Modern Warfare 19 it came out. So I use automatic or auto attack sprint, as we call it, and I would highly recommend it. Some people are quite critical of it, but for me, one of the things that it does do is it saves your controller from getting a bashing. I remember when I think it was Modern Warfare 19 first came out, and nobody was using it, and we were like, the people were going through their L3 buttons like crazy because you were constantly clicking down. So this is much better. Equipment behavior still on hold. Weapon mount activation again. I'm just gonna say it again. I don't ever mount. It's one of the reasons I don't have a lot of camos gold. It's the reason I never had the MP5 gold in Modern Warfare 19. I know I keep mentioning Modern Warfare 19 a lot, but back in, I think in 19, I had over 50, I think it was 50 or 60,000 kills with the, 50 or 60,000 kills with the MP5, and I never had gold purely because I refused to mount to do challenges and get the camo. So yeah, something I don't use, so I haven't changed it. Now, this one, for people who play Warzone, we're gonna talk a little bit about Warzone here as well. So interact reload behavior. I have tap to reload. So it's pretty much prioritizing that. What we'll say is that when you're playing Warzone, you're gonna want to prioritize interact. This just makes looting a lot easier. So if it's a chance of, opening a loot box or reloading, you're gonna open the loot box. But obviously, if you're just playing Modern Warfare 2, just leave it on tap to reload. But just remember, if you do play the both, to change them over, because when I first changed this and then played Warzone and then I hopped back on Modern Warfare 2, I forgot to change it. It actually happened in one of the videos last week, I think, that we were playing. I think it was on Border Crossing, actually. And we still had prioritized interact, and I ran through the room and I went to reload, and instead of reloading, I picked up someone else's weapon, and it was a bit of a mess, okay? So just remember that. So tap to reload for multiplayer, prioritize interact for Warzone. Armor plate behavior, again, that's for Warzone, but we have apply all on. So that's kind of the basics. Again, a lot of the stuff you don't change, but the biggest ones are always sensitivity, button layout, and what was the other one? And kind of your sprint buttons. But as I say, that controller vibration is huge. Definitely sort that out and turn that off, please. So let's go into advanced. There's actually I just remember we've got to cover something else, but we'll get to that. So target aim assist is on. Listen here, okay? Let's. What should we aim for here? Should we try and drop a nuke with no aim assist? I tell you what, if this video, right? If this, what we set the likes to. Let's say if this video gets 50 likes, all right? That's quite a stretch, okay? Some of the videos have been hitting 50 likes, I'm not going to lie. But let's say 50 likes on this video, and we'll go for a nuke. I'm going to regret saying this because this could take a while. We're going to go for a nuke with aim assist completely off, okay? So, but anyway, 50 likes, and we'll do that challenge. And we'll do it live on stream as well. So, target aim assist on unless you're crazy and you just play with aim assist off all the time. People do that, by the way. I know a few players who play with aim assist off. An aim assist type, I have it on Black Ops. When Modern Warfare 2 first came out, everyone kind of ranting and raving about this, but apparently it did after a week or something. They changed something and people said it kind of lost its benefit. Me, I can't tell the difference. I've left it on Black Ops. The aim assist in this game is incredibly strong, so yeah. Now, this feature was not in at launch. It just came in a week or two ago. Gyro aiming. You don't know what this is, and I'm not going to lie, I still don't totally understand it, but I think it might only work if you're on PS5. Again, I could be wrong. If I am, let me know down below in the comments. If you're not, pretty much 99% of people, turn this off. Turn it all off, okay? Behavior, vector, everything off. It means that when you're aiming, shooting, the position of your controller is going to basically help control your recoil. I don't know why anyone would want to play, like, trying to hold your controller down to keep your gun steady. I'm not too sure. I don't know if that's for like, immersion of the game or what. But, I mean, it could be cool if the game is in VR or something like that. Again, I'm not too sure. But, honestly, 99% of you guys, if you haven't got this off, turn it off. And if you've been like for the last week or two, you're like, something feels weird, man. My aiming feels weird. The game feels weird. It's probably this. So, be sure to check this out and turn it off. But, I think a lot of people probably covered this in videos and stuff, so you probably all know by now. This is another biggie as well. This is one that we've actually swapped about over the years. So aim response curve type. I have had that on dynamic for a while now, but I used to play on linear. I think on Modern Warfare 19, and then kind of about 6 months later, I changed the type that dynamic again. It's just what I've gotten comfortable. Just what I've got comfortable with. You can see on the screen there, the difference between standard, linear, and dynamic, as well as I remove my face cam for a split second. As I say, if you guys are wondering why my face cam's there and you can't see the text, I am covering what everything means anyway, so it's pretty self-explanatory. But anyway, I do play on dynamic. Again, it's a bit of personal preference, but I think, from what I know, I would say like definitely the majority of people that I know anyway, in terms of streamers and all that, play on dynamic. There's only actually a few that I know play on linear. Again, people do kind of chop and change what they play on. Again, ADS sense multiplier is 0.9, just like the other one. ADS sensitivity transition timing instant, haven't changed that either. Custom sensitivity per zoom is off. These are all for settings for different scopes. I mean, really, I should probably turn that on and put them all to 0.9 so it's the same. But it would be a waste of time for me because I don't use. I mean, unless I was going to get like a challenge or something like that. On most of my SMGs, or all my SMGs, I don't use an optic, and if I'm using an optic on an AR, then it's normally like a what would you call it? Like a ×1 or whatever. I can't remember what it's called in this particular game, but yeah, I don't use like 2-3 times time zooms. Maybe in Warzone, actually, Warzone, if you wanted like a 4x scope. So all I would say is, more that I think about it, whatever your ADS sense multiplier is, probably just turn that on and make all them, you know what, let's just do it now. Let's just make all them 0.9. So whatever your multiplier is, just do it for the rest of them. There you go. There's a new setting for me. Let's go. Now, dead zones. Okay. So these are ones that I have changed, and this was an issue in Vanguard, I believe, where they set the stick minimum way too high, and it really messed with people's kind of feel for the game. So my left stick minimum dead zone and right is 0.05. This is what I've used for a year or two now. My dead zones have always kind of been the same. 0.05, and max, you always want that the highest anyway. Now for me, left trigger and right trigger don't matter because, as I said earlier in the video, I've got digital tap triggers, so it's like a mouse click. But what I would say is, I mean, probably leave these or put them lower. You kind of want your triggers as sensitive as possible. Obviously, you don't want it too sensitive so that if you're just kind of hovering over them, you don't shoot. But that really shouldn't happen anyway. So probably the lower the better. The faster you're going to get on the trigger, faster you're essentially going to kill someone. So that is that. But the big one there is definitely the left stick minimum. Seen some people take it down as low as 0.02, 0.3, but for me, 0.05 feels good. So try that out again. Let me know in the comments what your settings are, or if you feel something's better. I'm open to, at the end of the day, a lot of this is personal preference. But yeah, as I say, let me know in the comments what you guys are running there. Movement behaviors now. So move forward, auto move forward off. I actually, for some reason, I turned this on at one point, and it's so weird. I don't know why you would use this unless your controller was like completely busted. But yeah, as I say, you basically just automatically move forward. So you can't stand still. I know that sounds like, oh well, why would you want to stand still? You're on a camp, but you know what I mean, if you're picking something up or whatever, you know what I mean. So yeah, that's a weird one for me. Tactical sprint behavior, I have had that on double tap. Again, I think most people just leave on double tap as well. Ground mantle is on. I don't think I've ever changed this. Yeah, the jump button will make you mantle on nearby obstacles while you're grounded. Self-explanatory. Automatic airborne mantle. I have this on partial, so this is one that I have changed. So partial, make you automatically mantle only if you could prevent a fall. If it's on, you automatic mantle when airborne. When in airborne movement towards nearby obstacles, and off is mantle manually. I think in previous games I normally have it completely off. Oh no, so that's the next then. I'm getting confused here. So that's airborne mantle. So that's fine. That's fine. So that's partial. This is the one that was taught. So automatic ground mantle. I'll have this off. basically, if you don't want to automatically mantle things, turn this off, because there's nothing worse than being in a gunfight and say you're close to an object and your guy like jumps up on it, and that causes you to lose the gunfight because you end up stop shooting altogether, or you go into a hip fire and then therefore you're missing bullets. So again, I jump. It might be a bit easier for me. I jump with my left paddle, so I can kind of jump without taking my hands off my analogs. Obviously, you guys might have to go to X. Again, it's another reason why I'm saying maybe try out stick and move. So you don't have to take your fingers off the analogs whilst jumping. So definitely recommend having that off to avoid kind of unnecessarily mantle, especially in gunfights. Invert slide and dive behavior, just standard. This is one thing. Just because I've seen inverted, did we actually miss that setting? It should be somewhere. You guys know what I'm talking about. You know, inverted controller. Is that? Not that. Let me see. I haven't went past it, have I? I think I have. But yeah, as I've just seen that, I want to know. I know I keep asking you guys to put stuff in the comment section, but if anyone plays with inverted controllers, which means when you point up, you look down, and when you point down, you look up. If anyone plays like that, or even knows anyone who plays like that, please let me know, because I don't think I've ever tried to play it. It could be a fun challenge again, maybe something we try in the future, but even the thought of that, like how can your brain... I mean, I know there's people who play this game. There's a streamer, content creator who plays with the controller upside down because that's the way he's played since he's been, you know, a kid. So it is in his brain to play like that. But just the thought of that, it boggles the mind. Me personally, I don't know anyone who plays inverted, but crazy. Anyway, plunging underwater. I've left this at movement. Parachute auto deploy. Again, this is purely for Warzone. I have that off. This will automatically set as on to save you from like breaking your legs, you know, smashing into the ground. I have this off. It just means you can, particularly in, again, I haven't played too much Warzone 2, but I'm assuming it's the exact same as Warzone 1. It just means you can kind of pull your shoot as late as possible. Can definitely help in certain situations. If you're jumping off a chopper and pushing someone on a roof, you don't want to be like, hanging in the air for a while. So yeah, definitely recommend turning that off. Just remember it is off. You don't want to go, you know, crashing into the ground. Sprinting door bash. A lot of these settings, I don't know why they even exist. Sprinting through a closed door opens with a bash. Bashing a door opens is more quickly and loudly than using square to interact. So you want that on, because if there is a door, most of the, 99% of players are gonna just run through it. They're not gonna creep up. Oh, maybe I'm wrong here actually with the player base these days, but a lot of players aren't gonna like creep up to the door and like knock on it, see who's home. So have that on. Ledge hang mantle behavior, mantle only. Haven't changed that. Combat behaviors. This is one that I think I've changed one setting. ADS stick swap still off. Backpack alternative control is on. So this is one again for you Warzone players. This is automatically set as off, I believe. I turn this on, and it means that instead of when you're, again, this controller, when you're in the backpack and looting, instead of using your D-pad to scroll through and, move stuff about or add stuff, take stuff away, use the analog stick, and it's a bit more smoother. It does take a couple games to kind of get used to. I was forgetting, and I was like, why is things not working? So that's what that does. Weapon mount movement exit is just on. Haven't changed that. Weapon mount exit delay, medium. Again, the reason I haven't changed any of these is because I don't mount. So I don't want to sit and talk about a setting when me personally I don't use it. I can't give any what's the word? I can't give my opinion on something that I don't use, or a verdict on something I don't use. So if you do mount, then you'll know better than me. That's all I'm saying. Again, I don't mount. So deployed ammo weapon switch is on. So when your weapon will automatically switch when you're trying to fire, while you've got no ammo. So that's just on. It makes sense to have on. Most of the time, you probably won't run out of ammo. I use scavenger in multiplayer, so yeah, very rarely do I run out of ammo. Again, sometimes you'll even pick up another gun anyway. Quick C4 detonation, I have it off. Again, I don't use C4s. Now, vehicles, again, I'm just going to run through these ones pretty quick because it's something that I haven't used. So I've left them as is. But again, if you feel that you can give me some advice for when I do play more Warzone or use more vehicles, if you've got a suggested setting for me, let me know. Let me know the reason behind it. So shot delay and free lock, overlay behavior, score and map behavior is toggle. Ping wheel delay, moderate. Double tap. What was that? Double tap. Danger. Ping delay is moderate. And that is it for the controller. But there's actually let's go into the was it the interface? Bada bam bam bam. Okay, so interface minimap square. You guys know it. Don't be using the circle minimap, guys. Square minimap. Okay, square. Don't be using the circle minimap. Minimap rotation on. Horizontal compass on. Crosshairs on. Crosshair bobbing on. Hit marker visuals, yes. Damage based hit markers, yes. Players' names, full. And vehicle HUD prompts fade after 5 seconds. Telemetry. I'll do this quickly. This is I think you can put most of this as a setting on consoles, but without the FPS counter, I believe. I think you can still put stuff in the top left hand screen if you're on console. So I've got my you'll see just now my top left. I've got my FPS on. I've got the server latency and my packet loss. A lot of people run kind of like GPU temps and stuff. For me, that's only 3 that I use. You can actually put the clock on as well to tell you the time. We're recording this at 7:20 in the morning. Connection meter off. Gameplay tips on. Okay. This is all for. I think that's more for story. So that is interface. Now, I wanted to show you guys. There, another one. Field of view. Another question that I get quite a bit. There is. See, I'm terrible with this user face. Graphics. So view. Here we go. So I'm not gonna cover my graphics today because the video is already long. This was more for controller and what I play on. If you do want to see kind of my graphics settings for my PC, something I can cover in another video. But for now, it's kind of just controller settings. But I will show you this because field of view, I play on max field of view. Just something again that I've gotten used to. You feel like you're running faster, you can see more. Maybe at range, it's a slight disadvantage. It is a bit harder to see people further away. But playing on 1440p, not too much of a problem for me. So let me know actually again down below in the comments what field of view you play on. You can easily spot someone in your game who's still playing on 80 field of view. A lot of people probably still don't know you can change this. There's certain situations you get in and you're like, how they haven't seen me, probably because they're playing on 80 field of view. 120 is the way. ADS field of view is affected. I don't know how anybody play on independent. Affected is the way. You can see the descriptions there as well. Yeah, I don't think I've ever tried independent. It just feels weird to me. It's the thought of it. The thought of it is weird. A brand new setting, I believe, within this game is field of view, weapon. Sorry, field of view. So brand new, obviously sets at default. You can see there, narrow the weapon looks bigger. Default the weapon looks as intended, or wide the weapon looks smaller. Immediately after a day or two, or not even. I think before I even had the game, because people had it early and stuff, people were saying put it wide, and that's what I've done. Your gun doesn't take up as much room on the screen. You can see more. Just feels better. Definitely try it out. If you've changed it to narrow, try out wide as well. If you're on default and haven't even seen this setting or tried it, recommend changing it to wide, playing a few games, as I say, getting used to it, and see how you feel, because I think wide is the way. Again, these are more for ones that I would say try them out and get used to them. Just like your button layout, try tactical or stick and move, see how you find. Turn off the controller vibration, see how you find it. Your field of view, try up your sensitivity if you want, try it. All these things are going to take a couple games, okay? They're not instantly going to come to you, so keep that in mind. Third person field of view is 80 because let's just turn that up in case I do. I mean, it only goes up to 90, but I hadn't touched it because I've yet to play third person in this game. Vehicle field of view is just default as well. Let's actually put that on wide as well, though. Again, more for even the larger game modes on Modern Warfare 2 if they've got vehicles. I am not sure, or Warzone, of course. And all these are just default, guys. So that's about it. We've covered all the controls and the field of view. As I say, if you want kind of graphics video, we can do that. But yeah, as I say, the main ones, as we quickly look through them again, is button layout, controller vibration, your sense, which is Sense is a difficult one because it is again your preference. Whereas like controller vibration, I'd highly suggest you turn that off, and I'd highly suggest you don't play on default. You play on tactical or I don't know what some of these are. The ones that I've tried in the past are second move, tactical. A lot of people play bumper jumper as well, so give them a go. For sure. We had automatic tac sprint. I think that's down here somewhere. Gyro, turn that off. Remember. Black Ops aim assist. Dynamic response curve. Remember and change your dead zones down to 0.05. That's the only one you should really need to change. Automatic tac sprint is there. And yeah, your mantle settings. Try out your field of view and stuff. But yeah, guys, that is it for today. That was a long video. Okay, that was a lot. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. As I say, if you've made it this far, be sure to drop a thumbs up on the video. If you're watching, if you're watching this much, you're an absolute legend. I really do appreciate it. But guys, if you want to see anything else, as I say, this is kind of being requested from you guys. So if you want to see anything else, please let me know. On streams if you've got a gun that you want me to use, or you want me to do something else. As I say, if this video hits 50 likes, we will try to get a nuke without aim assist on at all. Should be pretty interesting. But yeah, as I say, guys, drop a thumbs up. If you are brand new, subscribe, turn on notifications. But guys, until next one, peace.